Hey everybody, Matt here. Before we start the video, I just want to ask if you guys could please subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. We are almost at 75 subscribers and we're trying to get there soon. So if you guys could please subscribe, that'd be great. But here is the video. So recently while scrolling through Netflix, I stumbled upon a show titled Blue Exorcist without knowing anything about the show other than the description and the really awesome image shown. I was very interested, so I clicked on and began watching, and I'm very glad I did. Blue Exorcist is an anime that follows brothers Ren and Yukio Okumura, who are the sons of Satan. Basically, to give a little summary, Ren is being bullied by a few kids and a demon in an alley, and his powers awaken to protect him. We learn that he has these demonic powers since he is the son of Satan, which have been hidden from him basically his whole life. When this awakening happens, Satan goes after Ren to bring him back to the demon world known as Gehenna. To stop Satan from succeeding, Ren's foster father, Shiro Fujimoto, risks his life to save Ren, even though he's basically already dead at that point because Satan takes control of his body. But I should mention, Ren gets this really cool, badass katana called Kurikara. I think I'm pronouncing all these right, but I might be a little off, but this sword kind of houses his demonic powers. And when the sword is drawn, his powers are released. After all this happens, Ren goes to a school to become an exorcist to destroy Satan. That's kind of his goal, where he finds out his brother is both his teacher and an expert exorcist. He meets all his classmates and the story begins. While they all are trying to learn and train and get better, they get into danger, classic plot, with demons. Basically every episode they're in this new predicament, they're always getting into danger. Fighting demons. I wanted to give a little bit of a summary, but now that that's out of the way, I could talk about why I really like this show. Like I said, I just stumbled upon it one day, and instantly, within 4 episodes, I was hooked. And the reason I really liked the show wasn't necessarily because of the plot. Not saying it's bad, it just gets a little messy at times, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. The reason I really enjoyed the show is because of the characters. I really enjoy the cast of characters in this show, or list of characters. Each character has a trait that makes them both enjoyable but different from one another. They aren't boring like in some other shows and animes. And we get to spend time with each character, which really helps build who they are. So I'm going to talk about each character, kind of their traits, why they're enjoyable. But yeah, we're going to start with the main protagonist, Ren Okumura, who I kind of already talked about. His character is great, and what makes him great is he isn't the brightest, but he's super caring, He isn't this straight up genius. He's kind of stupid at times, but he's caring, that's what matters. He cares about the safety of his friends and wants the best from everybody. He has a strong heart and often makes people think about their actions, both good and bad. He can get angry at times, but usually he cools off pretty quickly. Next we have Yukio, who is his brother, who I already mentioned. But he's kind of the opposite of Ren. He's extremely smart, but often plays head games with himself about his importance in the story. Does he really matter? What's he doing? Is he protecting Ren for the right reason? He does care a lot for Ren, like any brother should, and they do a really good job building their relationship. They have a great brotherly relationship where at times they argue, but at times they make up, get along, and have a great connection. I think the second season really does a good job with this character. I mean, the whole show does. But next I'll go on to his classmates, because there are some great characters in the class. I think probably my favorite character from the class is Bond, or Ryuji. He goes by a few different names throughout the show. Ryuji is somewhat what I'd call the tough guy in the class. He starts off as kind of a dick towards Ren, but he slowly starts to open up and you realize why he wants to become an exorcist and how much he cares about his friends and family. They did a good job of not making his character just one note, but instead an excellent addition to the list of characters. Ryuji and Ren have this connection over their goal, because they have this similar goal, but they have different motives. There's different reasonings behind why they want to complete this goal, but it's nice seeing them connect at times through this goal. And I love the little banter between the two. They love to one-up each other. It's very competitive, which makes for some great moments in the show. Then we have Ryuji's, or Bond's, whatever you want to call them, his friends Konokamura and Shima. These two are really great characters, really good sidekicks to Bond, and they get really expanded on the second season when they go back to their homes and we meet their friends and family. So Konokamura is kind of like the brains. He's very smart, but sometimes he can get kind of scared in situations, and kind of weak compared to the other characters, but you know, that doesn't really bother him because he uses his brains a lot of the time. His family's backstory is really sad and quite tragic. You learn why he is the way he is towards certain characters. It starts to make a lot of sense. Shima is the jokester, I guess you could say, kind of the chill guy. Sometimes he could be a little dorky and quirky, also sometimes a little scared, but he's a pretty good character. He tends to overlook the bad in people, and he's genuinely pretty kind to people. It seems like he wants to be everybody's friend and doesn't want to create arguments. Both those two really want to see Ryuji succeed, and they're sticking with him along this journey to protect him and help him achieve his goal. The three really have a great friendship, great connection, great dynamic, and it's really fun to watch. Then we have Shami and Izumo Kamaki. Throughout the show, Shami's kind of dealing with self-confidence. She doesn't feel like she's as strong and as great as the rest of the students in the class, yet there are times where she really shines, helps everybody out, and shows her true strengths throughout the show. Her kindness is a great trait. It's really important to her character, and it kind of moves the plot along at certain points. She sees the good in a lot of people, like Kamaki, because Kamaki is kind of a stubborn character. She can be rather mean at times, but deep down she really isn't like that, and sometimes you see the caring side. There are great parts where that caring side shows, but a lot of times she's like trying to act kind of mean towards people. But honestly, those two are great characters. The only other character I haven't talked about, I mean, there's a whole bunch I haven't talked about, but the last one I'm gonna talk about is Shura, who's kind of like starts off as a spy student and is now the mentor to Ren, helping him control his powers and become more confident. Her character is very tough and is always protecting her students. She's the teacher now, I should have mentioned that. And she's always helping them try to become better exorcists, and helping them out of the dangerous situations that sometimes they get placed in. Her and Yukio have some great moments together since they have different views about Ren and his powers. Each character is very unique and they have traits about them that make them very fun to watch, and seeing them grow and inspire others throughout the runtime of the show has been great so far. This list of strong characters really makes the show enjoyable in my opinion. There are many other characters in the show, but honestly, I just want to talk about the most relevant ones. But as I mentioned earlier, the plot of the show is rather messy. Not saying it's bad, like I said, it's pretty good at times, but it's the whole season thing. So when season 1 came out, it was about 2012, and there came a point where the anime caught up to the manga, but because of this, the anime had to create its own episodes, away from what the writer for the manga wanted to do. So for the remainder of the season, episodes 18 through 25, they kind of did their own thing away from the manga. Now I didn't know this at the time of watching the show. I was really confused when season 1 ended because I felt like it was rushed, the last 7 episodes. And characters were making choices I didn't think they would make. You know, they're making choices that they normally wouldn't make. And things happened that just didn't work for me. They ended up fixing this when season 2 came out. They basically started season 2 after episode 17 of the first season, making it true to the manga, I believe. And I think when you watch it the way it's intended, so season 1 to episode 17, then season 2, it's really nice actually. It's actually really great. It's just those episodes 18 through 25 that I'd probably stay away from. I mean, they're not bad, I'm not saying they're bad. I don't feel like that's where the story should have gone. I could talk about so many other things that are great about this show, such as the animation, the voice acting, the world design, and the soundtrack, but I think I'll end the video here. Overall, I think it's the characters that really make this show enjoyable. I really enjoyed this show, and I hope that we do end up getting a 3rd season. I know it did take 5 years to get a 2nd season, and I heard there's some amazing parts in the manga right now. So I'm really hoping we get this 3rd season. It would be fantastic. But like I said, I'm going to end the video here. If you've seen this anime, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Why you like it, maybe why you dislike it if you don't enjoy it. But also if you did enjoy, please hit the like button. Subscribe because we are on the road to 75 subscribers. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.